Prabhu? మీరే అయ్యో హరే కృష్ణ. Always Prabhu smiles so nicely. I'm so happy by seeing it. Wow. నోట్స్ చూసారా మీరు ఎవరన్నా? నోట్స్ చూడండి, చాలా బాగా ప్రిపేర్ చేశారు. ఇట్స్ వెరీ లేదు స్టూడెంట్ మన లైవ్లో వినేవాళ్ళు చేశారు. ఈ లైవ్లో వింటున్నారు కదా వాళ్ళు చేశారు. ఇప్పుడు మనం లైవ్ టెలికాస్ట్ చేస్తే కొంతమంది వింటారు వాళ్ళు. భక్తి వైవో ఎస్పి 3.14 starts onwards. Okay, 4.1 then up 1 పెట్టాల్సింది. ఎవరు జూహు, డేట్ 22 July. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you very much for coming once again for second session. So I welcome all of you for today's session. So now in this session we are going to study Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto 14th chapter. We will begin 14th chapter. So first sloka. Sri Sukha Uvacha निशम्य कौशारविणोपवर्णितां हरेर कथां कारणसूकरात्मनः पुनः स प्रपच्यतमुद्यताञ्जलिर्न चातिस्तृप्तो विदुरो धृतव्रतः. Sukadeva Goswami said, after hearing from the great sage Maitreya about the Lord's incarnation as Varaha, Vidura, who had taken a vow, begged him with folded hands to please narrate further transcendental activities of the Lord, since he, Vidura, didn't yet feel satisfied. Atruptaha. He was not satisfied. चतुर्दशे दितिः सायम् अकामं चकमे सायमकामं. तो सायमकामं चकमे मुनिम अनुपेते च तद्दुष्टपुत्रा अभूत शिष्ट नृप्तुका. In this chapter, Diti is going to get sex desire actually, which is in a odd time. In the evening time, in the evening Sandhya time. So that's not good actually. Because of that, and she forces so Kashyapa to have sex with her, and because on the wrong time they did sex, that's why they are going to get tad dushtaputra abhut. So dushtaputra means Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha so entered into her womb. So she violated all the Sishtachara actually. Sishta Naptruka. So went beyond the Sishtachara. She did that. So that's why she is going to get the Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha as sons. So that story we are going to discuss today in this chapter. So Vidura, after hearing Varahalila, Varahalila will come once again. Huh? This is not ending. A real Burmese fight between Hiranyaksha and Varaha will come again in 17, 18 and 19 chapters, and which will be discussed by Venu Gopal Das again in next, which are very easy chapters. Nothing. Only one place there is a scolding each other. That means, not Lord is not scolding, but Varanaksha scolds so much about the Lord. So there we take the Saraswata meanings in the 18th chapter. Then after that a huge fight. Then after that prayers finish. So it's very simple. Then after 20th chapter is once again creation comes back. Because this whole Leela is happening about what? Creation, about which Kalpa? Padma Kalpa Leela comes there actually in 20th chapter again. So let us so next, this is after hearing he was not happy, because pure devotees, even if they drink so much nectar of the Lord's pastimes, that is very much tasty and it will not quench their thirst. They want more and more. Punahasa prapacha tam udyatanjalihi, that means with folded hands, nacha atitruptaha. He was satisfied. You cannot say that by hearing Lord's pastimes he was not happy. He was happy, but he was not fully happy, fully pleased. Na cha atitruptaha viduraha drutavrataha. So he is determined to hear more and more pastimes, drutavrataha. So then Vidura is asking like this. Next sloka, Vidura uvacha tenaivato munisreshta harina yagna murtina adi daityo hiranyaksho hata ityano sushruma. Sri Vidura said, O chief among us, the great sages, I have heard by disciplic succession that Hiranyaksha, the original demon, was slain by the same form of sacrifices, the personality of Godhead. तो हम लोग सुने कि ये तो चले गया, लेकिन Vidura is saying, so we heard that Varaha killed Hiranyaksha. So what about that story? So, purport. As referred to previously, the boar incarnation was manifested in 2 millenniums, namely Swayambhuva and Chakshusha. In both millenniums, there was, millennium means you should take here Manvantara. Okay. Sometimes Prabhupada uses millennium word for the Manvantaras, Kalpas also, Chaturyagas also. Same millennium word. So, but you should take here different Manvantaras. So in both millenniums, there was a boar incarnation of the Lord, but in the Swayambhu millennium, he lifted the earth from within the water of the universe, whereas in the Chaksha millennium, he killed the first demon, Hiranyaksha, Adi Daityaha. They are the first demons. So in the Swayambhu millennium, he assumed the color white. And in the Chaksha millennium, he assumed the color red. But you read in the previously the color blue. Now he wrote red. So, Tamala Varnam. So some places you see black. And Vishnu is saying it's dark blue. That is not red actually. So what is the original color? So his mouth became red. The tusk. Tusk. Not the whole. Here Vidura is asking for like this. Vidura is asking. Here he heard previously Lord. Yeah. Here comes he heard. Vidura, yeah. वो तो भक्त है ना. महाभारत जो भी है वो लोग भी रामायण ये सब डिस्कस करते थे. Vidura had already heard about one of them. You know, the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura is happening after the Kurukshetra Yuddha, while Kurukshetra is happening. That means before beginning of Kurukshetra itself, Vidura left already. Third canto beginning we have seen, na? So that means before that also he was devotee. So he heard so many ways.
Already heard one of them, just it is talking about this 13th chapter. In that, in the 13th chapter, he had already heard
Yeah, he heard that also. Yes. So Vidura had already heard about one of them, and he proposed to hear about the other. The two different Bohr incarnations described are the one Supreme Personality of Godhead. Next, तस्य चोद्धरतः क्षौणीं स्वदंष्ट्राग्रेण लीलया दैत्यराजस्य च ब्रह्मन् कामस्येधो काम कस्याधेतोरबून्मृदः. What was the reason, O Brahmana, for the fight between the demon king and Lord Boar, while the Lord was lifting the earth as his pastime? Why the cause? He is digging so much actually. Then Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha appearance also, he has to tell them why they appeared. श्रद्धानाय भक्ताय ब्रूहि तज्जन्म विस्तरम ऋषेण तृप्यति मनः परम कौतूहलम हि मे. My mind has become very inquisitive, and therefore I am not satisfied with hearing the narration of the Lord's appearance. Please therefore speak more and more to a devotee who is faithful. Shraddhadhanaya bhaktaya. Prabhupada is writing, one who is actually faithful and inquisitive is qualified to hear the transcendental pastimes of appearance and disappearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vidura was a suitable candidate to receive such a transcendental messages. Next, Maitreya is saying, Maitreya Vacha Sadhuvira Tvaya Prishtam Avatara Katham Hare Yatvam Pruchasi Martyanam Mrityu Pasha Vishatanim. The great sage Maitreya said, O warrior, the inquiry made by you is just befitting a devotee because it concerns the incarnation of personality of Godhead. He is a source of liberation from the chain of birth and death for all those who are otherwise destined to die. He Veera, Harehe Yuddhalera Susrushoho Prashtam Idam Sadhu. So Maitreya is appreciating actually because your nice question you asked. Because of your question, he is able to now narrate two avatars, Varaha and Nrsimha. Varaha and Nrsimha yoho katham pruchasi. Indirectly you are asking by this question on with the just by asking this question you are actually asking. So two avatars, Varaha avatara and Nrsimha avatara. Katham pruchasi. Tad vaira karana uktau tayoho upastitehe anyanapi krutardayitum ityaha. So that's why now he has to explain. So he asked, Vidura is asking, so further details about these leelas. How, what is the cause, fight between them. Then he has to explain how the Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu appeared, Jaya and Vijaya. So only appeared as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Then why Jaya Vijaya, they took, that means this kind of demonic form. And then he has to explain about the that Chatushkumara's going to Vaikunta. Like that Chatushkumara's going to Vaikunta story will come. So now Maitreya is going to explain all those. Next sloka. Okay, purport. The great sage Maitreya addressed Vidura as a warrior, not only because Vidura belonged to the Kuru family, but because he was anxious to hear about the chivalrous activities of the Lord in his incarnations of Varaha and Nrsimha. So Vidura belongs to Kuru dynasty because he is appeared. How he belongs to Kuru dynasty? But he is Vyasa. Vyasa is not from Kuru dynasty. Satyavati, no, Satyavati son means how he can be Kuru dynasty, isn't it? Huh? But he is not son of Vichitravirya. How Vidura belongs to Kuru dynasty? He is a Kuru. Say Kuru Sreshta also somewhere Maitreya addresses. You know, in some places. Maitreya addresses Vidura as Kuru Sreshta. Best of.
The maid servant, son of a maid servant.
He's a maid servant. She's not wife of even Vichitravirya also.
Just to hear about Lord.
But maid servant,
All three are brothers in that sense.
How?
Rashtra, Pandu, and
He is Vasudev's son. What is the link with the Kuru dynasty?
he was posted there as
The
a
ruler of Bhishma
he
Dev
was produced on the
Huh?
order of Satyavati.
Huh?
Santanu's wife is
Huh.
wife. Satyavati's son is Vasa.
Then he will not become the Kuru. He will become Parasara's descendant. Vasudev descendant. Huh?
On the role of Radhamata, she ordered. So
Prabhuji's answer is, so Satyavati ordered. But how he connect with him with the Kuru?
because he was posted there as a minister.
By that sense, if you deny this, then even Pandu and Dhritarashtra cannot.
But there is a Dharma Shastra rule is there. You should see some connection actually. Even Pandu also we can establish Pandu and Duryodhana. Pandu and Dhritarashtra. Because they are wives of Vichitravirya. So yeah, how to understand? In Mahabharata it is there. Vichitravirya's wives and Satyavati wanted, Bhishma Dev and Satyavati both they did the Chintan Manthan and then finally decided that best to bring Vasudev. That is the way actually. If there is no son, then in the Dwapara Yuga it is allowed. Someone Brahmana can come and produce a child. And of course he is a brother also, one way, but he is a Brahmana who is very self-controlled. So then that's why he was requested to Vasudev. So recently we studied in this, or I don't know somewhere. So field is belongs to whom? जैसे आपका जमीन है, जमीन में कोई भी खेती करके चलेगा, तो बीज को ओपन किया, उसका फसल कौन काटेंगे? वो जमीन को ओनर काटेगा नहीं तो जो डाल दे उनका होता है, किसका होता है? ओनर का होता है ना, जिसका जमीन है उसका ही होता है ना वो क्रॉप पूरा. तो वैसे ही इधर जमीन किसका है? विचित्रवीर्य का जमीन है, क्षेत्र तुम्हारी जोनो. तो और दासी भी किसका दासी है? विचित्रवीर्य का दासी है. इसीलिए उधर जो भी फसल आएगा वो सब किसका है? विचित्रवीर्य का. Prabhupada writes actually somewhere. In the 9th canto it comes. In one king he was not able to produce, then he will ask the Bharadwaja, I think. So then Bharadwaja's descendants. Bharadwaja only, no Prabhu? Something. Actually, I am not exactly remembering. So like that. So that's why he is also Kuru. Because that Dasi is Vichitravirya's Dasi. Because see, any Dasi who is not married, but if she is married, if some unmarried Dasis also will be having king. And their children also now king's descendants? No. They all belongs to, so that field is belongs to someone. Like some Dasis who are working under king, if they are got married to someone, so then their children belongs to whom? The person who married. But the unmarried Dasis who are there, so who are serving the queen, so they if they get anything, they are all belongs to, Dharma Shastra says, whatever the money of the servant, Das is belongs to master only. Like that. So that's why this boy belongs to Vichitravirya. And that's why he is Kuru. Because the enquiries concerned the Lord, they were perfectly befitting a devotee. A devotee has no taste for hearing anything mundane. There are many topics of mundane warfare, but a devotee is not inclined to hear them, like cricket, this, that, so many things. Topics of warfare in which the Lord engages don't concern the war of death, but the war against the chain of Maya, which obliges, obligates one to accept repeated birth and death. In other words, one who takes delight in hearing the war topics of the Lord is relieved from the chain of birth and death. Foolish people are suspicious of Krishna's talking, Krishna's taking part in battlefield of Kurukshetra, not knowing that his taking part ensured liberation for all who were present on the battlefield. It is, so Prabhupada is writing even in the battlefield, so Krishna is giving liberation for them. Therefore, hearing, finally what? Hearing the war topics of the Lord is good as any other devotional service. Best is actually one has to hear initially. In second canto we have seen in several places. One should hear the pastimes of Srishti Leelas actually. Lord's pastimes with Maya. Initially. जो भी माया की गोद में सोते हैं उन लोगों को जगाने के लिए क्या है? माया का ही लीला सुनाना चाहिए. इसीलिए पुरुष अवतार की जो भी लीलाएं हैं, सृष्टि लीला, उसको सुनना चाहिए, जिसका अभी भी माया की गोद में सोते रहेंगे. है ना? ये तो डिस्कस किए, सेकंड कैंटो में आता है. जैसा वहिनी ना तप्तमंगम वहिनी नहीं वो श्याम्यते. जब कोई भी आग से जल गया, कोई, इफ समवन्स हैंड इज बर्न्ड बाय फायर, देन हाउ टू क्यूर दैट? वंस अगेन यू शुड उसको शो फायर टू दैट in a with a little bit some treatment, so in a systematic way, then that will be easily healed. Vahinana taptamangam vahinanaiva shamyate. Similarly, those who are sleeping in Maya, if they are given with the that means pastimes of how Lord is playing Srishti Leelas through Maya. So if one understand this, then he will wake up from Maya, from the lap of Maya. So that's why Srishti Leelas are, for the beginners, are very important. For beginners, Srishti Leelas are very important. Next. Yayottana padasputro munina gitayarbhakaha mrutyo krutvaiva murdhanyam grimaruroha hare padam. By hearing these topics from the sage, the son of King Uttanapada was enlightened regarding the personality of Godhead, and he ascended to the abode of the Lord, placing his feet over the head of death. एक उदाहरण दे रहा है Maitreyi. Maitreyi is giving an example. So Dhruva Maharaj also heard pastimes from Narada, and he crossed over this Mrityu, and he went to Dham, Vaikuntha Dham. So on this commentary is there. Harikatha eva jagaduddharini ityatra pramanamaha. Maitreyi is giving an example. Only Harikatha can deliver person from this earth, from this jagat, from this material. So chain and birth and chain of birth and death. Yaya kataya mrutyoho मूर्ध्नि इति ध्रुवस्य अंतकालं ज्ञात्वा यदा एव मृत्युरागतः तदा एव सुनन्दादिभिः आनीतम् आरोढुं ध्रुवः सोपानान्वेषेण मृत्युम् अवस्थितिं दृष्ट्वा भद्रम् इदं जातम् इति तस्यैव मूर्ध्नि पदं दत्त्वा शरीरम् अत्यक्त्वैव विमानमारुह्य विष्णुपदं जगाम. Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is saying. So, Dhruva Maharaj, in his case, Mrityoho Murdni, this is elaborated actually. Yaya Katya, by hearing pastimes of the Lord from Narada, in case of Dhruva Maharaj, what happened? At the final time, Dhruvasya Antakalam Gnatva Yadaiva. So, Mrityu was waiting actually. Antakalam gnatva yada eva mrutyuragata tada eva sunandadibihi vimanamanitam. Mrityu was waiting, and now it is so Dhruva's time is now is up, and it waiting and it's standing, and immediately Sunandadi, that means from Vaikunta, these Sunandadi are the Parshadas of the Vishnu. They came with Vimana. When they came with Vimana, so Dhruva Maharaj, to climb into that airplane, he was seeing some CD, that means some steps. Then he saw this Mrityu standing there. Then what he did, he put his step on that head of that Mrityu, and he get into that airplane. So Mrityum avastitim drashtva. Mrityu is simply waiting. Mrityu didn't do anything, but just it is waiting there. And when Mrityu came, immediately Sunandadi came and they brought the airplane, and to climb into that, he needed some steps. Then Mrityu is waiting there, so then he put his feet on that, and he directly entered into airplane without leaving his body. Ataktva eva vimanam aruhya. That means Mrityu didn't take his body out. No. And what about us? What about us means, we are seeing our so many pure devotees, but they are leaving body. But here we are seeing he is without leaving body, he went. Then how to reconcile? That means only Dhruva Maharaj is liberated as per this. And remaining Vaishnavas, we are seeing their samadhi is happening, their body is left over here. That means they are not going back, I think. You may say like that.
Dhruva Maharaj is going to Dhruv Loka, which is in this material world.
That means Dhruva Maharaj is not liberated.
That is like Vaikuntha Loka in this material world.
That means he is liberated or not?
He is liberated.
Then he will come back or not? No, no. So then,
It's up to him.
no. That is another thing actually. So that means he is not in a conditioning state. So, how to understand this? So someone may say, showing the Dhruva's example, they say that, so devotee, by doing devotion, your subtle and gross body, everything will become transcendental. So that means we should go like how Dhruva Maharaj have gone, same way we also should go directly to the Vaikuntha, otherwise we are not really going. That means our devotion is not complete. May I conclude like that? But our great souls like Srila Prabhupada and also Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and our previous acharyas, they are all having the samadhis. So their body is here only. That means their body is not transcendentalized. And that means they didn't go back to the Godhead. How to reconcile this and that?
They have acquired their original spiritual body.
Mm.
That's their mercy too, which is their body. So that they can worship other souls.
But why they didn't get that body as transcendentalized?
Devotees don't want to break this nature's law, that is nature's law, so they follow this old age and follow the nature's law.
But then why Dhruva Maharaj didn't do? Huh? Then, ओके एनफ एनफ जस्ट मैं थोड़ा सा सोचने के लिए ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा और कुछ नहीं. तो आंसर ये है, actually everyone, our previous acharyas, they are pure devotees, their body is transcendentalized, but Bhakti Maharani hides her glories in general. So how to reconcile this? Proof is 29th chapter, 10th canto, Rasa Panchajai, first chapter, Vishnu Chakra Thakur reconciles this. So how to understand this difference? So he says that you only, and also you can see in other places also, not only here, to hide Bhakti Maharani her glories, she will not show externally transcendental, that means nature of the body. Even if pure devotees, they are doing devotion and their body is completely transcendentalized, but still you don't see that, because she is hiding her glories. So that's why we are seeing why she has to hide her glories, because she doesn't want to show her glories so cheaply to everyone, because she wants to keep her nature so secret. Otherwise, what will they do? People will be running behind her to get cheap results actually. Instead of serving to the Lord, bhakti one should do for the purpose of what? Pleasing the Lord. But they will understand what kind of motivation they get. So if I do like Charanamrita, if we drink, so even one drop, it will be purifying entire body and it will be destroying all the diseases. So that means, but it is not happening in our case. What is the reason? So we might be having offenses because of that. She is not allowing that Charanamrita to purify our disease or cure our disease. But what about pure devotees also drinking Charanamrita daily, but they are getting the diseases in their body? So then how to understand this? Can you say that they are also having anarthas? That means Srila Prabhupada is also, if you see in the final stage, so he is having lying on the bed and having the different kind of physical difficulties. That means his body is not transcendentalized. And that means here the bhakti is not showing glory. This means Prabhupada is having offenses. Can you say like that? Then how to understand then in this case? In our case, it's okay because we have offenses. That's why Bhakti Maharani is not showing glory. So that's why she will definitely show when we don't offend her. But why she is not in the case of others who are extremely really dedicated 24 hours, they are doing Krishna service and for their decades and they are completely purified, no doubt in that. So, but we are seeing in their case also diseases like Charanamrita they are drinking. The reason is, there also you should understand same thing. Bhakti Maharani hides her glories. Why? Because people should not take her nature or they should not take her for the cheap purpose. Purpose of what? Curing the diseases. Tomorrow onwards, they will be running behind Bhakti only to get the material solutions. This is, and also she wants to give space for other sadhanas. If she shows her results immediately, and then what will happen? Other sadhanas will not get space actually. So that's why like कभी कभी क्या होती टीम में कुछ बहुत बड़ा अच्छा व्यक्ति भी बाकी लोगों को चांस देने के लिए वो क्या करते हैं, अपना को थोड़ा सा कम करके दिखाते हैं ना, तो आप करके दिखाओ, तो ऐसा एंकरेजमेंट के लिए और स्पेस के लिए, like that she is giving space for other sadhanas. So that's why in general we don't see that Bhakti Maharani showing her glories. So in the case of Dhruva Maharaj also, in the case of in general, so we don't see she is making his body transcendentalized, but it is transcendentalized. Like the water of the Ganges is always pure, but we see externally some kind of foam and we think it is contaminated, but actually we should not think it is contamination of the water in Ganges. Similarly, even if you see that means some kind of physically you might be seeing some diseases in the pure devotee's body, but you should not think that they have offenses, and we should not think that their body is not transcendentalized, their bhakti is not mature. No, this is offense, serious offense it is. We have to understand that. So Bhakti Maharani is completely, is blessing them, but only, so she is not exhibiting her glories to general public should not mistake her glory and see only the external views, external things. So this is the reason. But why then Dhruva Maharaj's case she is making? Because sometimes she has to show the reality also, what happens. So that's why very rarely, so she also makes and shows that, so body is really getting transcendentalized. So this is the way Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur so reconcile these two. You can, if you want to refer, you refer the 29th chapter of 10th canto. Thank you.
In one sense, everything is on spiritual. There is no material concept. Because everything is coming from Krishna, so it must be spiritual. One of the approaches I think Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada clarifies that there is only one energy of Krishna, that is spiritual energy.
Yes. But I didn't get it. Acha, you are saying what?
In that sense,
So you are also spiritual. Everyone means even the people karmis, they are also spiritual.
But they are covered by the Maya, no?
But their body is spiritual body, you say.
Huh.
Even the materialistic people who are enjoying their sense gratification. No, no.
They have
No.
Satchidananda form, but it's covered by this.
No, their body we are asking. Now we are not discussing about the soul. That part devotee means his physical body. We are discussing. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
He chanted the holy name. For that reason, he got liberated. Where is the
He did-
Hari Katha? It is Hari Nam, no?
No. Hari Katha also. That's why you should take. He heard that also.
There is no Hari Katha, Prabhuji. Narad Muni met him and instructed him how to chant.
After that, he didn't meet.
Yeah, so there is no Hari Katha.
No. After that, he might have meet.
Yeah, so but what is visible in Bhagavatam, that is Hari Nam.
No,
that is
Prabhu.
more-
Actually, see, Bhagavad only saying, na, he heard the kathas. So that means if that is not there in the Drovapakya, no, we should consider that some other time he heard. This Bhagavad only saying the same thing. So we should take like that. You cannot say it is not happened. Because we don't know whole day, all the incidents are compiled by Vasudev about the Dhruva Maharaj. So after that, what he did and in the kingdom and who knows the association he got. But here it is saying, na? So that's why we should take like that. So okay. So, Harikatha eva jagad uddhar is an example Maitreya is giving. Because see, Vasudev didn't compile all the details of each devotee, no. Only few details he described. So that's why we have to see that if something is not there in that upakyana, we have to, if someone is saying Acharya or otherwise some other rishi or some same devotee, then we have to accept that. Next, translation will be, purport. While quitting his body, Maharaj Dhruva, the son of King Uttanapada, was attended by personalities like Sunanda and others, who received him in the kingdom of God. He left this world at an early age, as a young boy, although he had attained the throne of his father and had several children of his own, because he was due to quit this world, death was waiting for him. He didn't care for death. And even with his present body, he boarded a spiritual airplane and went directly to the planet of Vishnu because of his association with the great sage Narada, who had spoken to him the narration of pastimes of the Lord. अथात्र पीहिता सोऽयं श्रुतो मे वर्णितः पुरा ब्रह्मण देवदेवेन देवानामनुपृच्छताम्. This history of the fight between the Lord as a boar and the demon Hiranyaksha was heard by me in a year long ago, as it was described by the foremost of the demigods, Brahma, when he was questioned by the other demigods. Maitreya is saying this. Maitreya is saying that he also heard when Brahmaji is narrating the appearance of Hiranyakashipu and how these Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha became Jaya and Vijaya. How Jaya and Vijaya became Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So that curse, how they got Jaya and Vijaya, those Brahmaji was narrating to demigods. And this thing Maitreya heard. And now Maitreya is going to say that to Vidura. So it's like, and that's why in the after appearance of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, then topic Maitreya takes this topic to the Brahmo Vacha. So Brahmaji is speaking to the demigods. We should not get surprised there. This the sloka is linking to that. Ditir Dakshayani Kshattar Maricham Kashyapam Patim Apatyakama Chakame Sandhyayam Hruchayardita. Diti, daughter of Daksha, being afflicted with sex desire, begged her husband, Kashyapa, the son of Marichi, to have intercourse with her in the evening in order to beget a child. Deva Prashna Prasthavaya Pratamam Hiranyakashiputpatti Prasangamaha. Maitreya is going to discuss about is going to narrate about the conversation between the Devatas and Brahmaji, because that conversation will help us to understand how Jaya and Vijaya got the curse from Kumaras. So before telling that, Maitreya is explaining about how Diti got this Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha as sons. So that means what she did actually. Why they came in her womb only? The reason is she did, that means has this intercourse, sexual intercourse in the evening time, which is odd time. But why they got that Jaya and Vijaya curse, that for that we are going to hear the conversation between Brahmaji and Devatas. So this conversation, that means this how Diti got Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, this till the end of this chapter we will be seeing this only. So how Diti got Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha as her sons. This till the end of the chapter only, this only will be there. Marichehe putram Kashyapam Hruchayardita Kama Pidita Ataha Sandhyayameva Tatrapi Agnihotra Shalayam. I think it's went to the another sloka. Next sloka.
Why Vidur is called Kshatta?
Kshatta, Kshattur. So this definition is given in the third canto, first sloka actually. So definition we have to see. Okay, derivation is given, Kshatta, Kshattar. Okay, we'll see that. So because that is the first place, you can see where Vidura was addressed as Kshatta. Next, Istvagni jihvam payasa purusham yajusham patim nimlocyatyarka asinam agnyagare samahitam. The sun was setting and the sage was sitting in trance after offering oblations to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, whose tongue is the sacrificial fire. So every day they do Nitya Agnihotra, sometimes they do 2 times also, or sometimes they do 1 time, Nitya Agnihotris. And also this is on Sandhya time they do Agnihotra, and also they do Samadhi, meditation. So different, they are Brahman realization, some are Brahmavadis. Kashyapa is not a pure devotee, so he is meditating on Supreme Personality of Godhead, maybe in the Brahman form. We don't hear actually as a pure devotee like that narrations here. So he was meditating on the Lord. So he did his sacrificial, that means duties, every Sandhya time they do. And after doing the sacrifice to Vishnu, Vishnu is known as here, what? No. What is that? Agnyagre. Istvagni jihvam. This is Agni Jihva. Another name for the Lord is Agni Jihvam Purusham. So Patim, Yajusham Patim. Ishtva माने वर्शिपिंग. किसको वर्शिप किया है? अग्नि जिह्वा. अग्नि जिह्वा विष्णु का नाम है. अग्नि जिह्वा क्यों? जिनकी जिह्वा है अग्नि. Whose जिह्वा is, whose tongue is Agni. Because whatever you are offering, so that will reach to the Vishnu in the sacrifice. by putting in the fire. So that's why fire is becoming what? Jihva for Vishnu. So that's why he is known as Vishnu is known as Agni Jihva. That means जिनका जिह्वा है अग्नि, ऐसा अर्थ ले सकते हैं. So the sun was setting and the sage was sitting in trance after offering oblations to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. And that in that Agnishala only, he was there. In front of that Yagya Kunda, he was sitting and he was meditating. अब इनको दीति को क्या हुआ? So tatrapi agnihotra shalayam tatrapi samahitam kruta samadhim sandhyayam api. See how many conditions are violated. So being tortured by lust, so kama pidita ataha sandhyayam, evening time is not right. Tatrapi, on top of that what? Agnihotra shalayam. That means in the Agnihotra, so the shala. Tatrapi, he is in the meditation samadhi. Kruta samadhim. But still she is not able to tolerate. By seeing these conditions, oh, these are not good. My husband is now doing samadhi. I should not disturb. Or other way, now it is Agnishala, Yajnashala, this is Agnihotra Shala. This place is also not good. Kamaturanam na lajja na bhayam. कोई लज्जा नहीं रहते हैं, कोई भय भी नहीं रहते. The बुद्धि पूरा चले जाती है. अग्नि जिह्वा means यस्य तम यजुषाम यज्ञानाम पतिम विष्णुम. अग्नि जिह्वा means विष्णु है. अग्नि ही जिह्वा है जिसका. Fire is considered to be the tongue of the personality of Godhead Vishnu, and oblations of grains and clarified butter offered to the fire are thus accepted by him. That is the principle of all sacrifices, of which Lord Vishnu is the master, Yajnapati. Okay. In other words, the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu includes the satisfaction of all demigods and other living beings. Next, Ditiruvacha, Eshamam Tvatkrute Vidvan Kama Atasharasanaha Dunoti Dinam Vikramya Rambhamiva. What is that, Lord? Matangaja. ये संस्कृति फॉन्ट ब्रेक हो गया, ठीक से नहीं आ रहा है. इसको कुछ फाइल लगाना पड़ता है ना, फॉन्ट फाइल. ऐसा क्यों जाता है प्रभु, आप लोग किसी को पता है? ये कुछ वर्ड्स देखिए, ये मातांगजः, सो इट इज नॉट कमिंग लाइक इट शुड कम लाइक दिस ना. आई डोंट नो, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस आई एम गेटिंग ऑल टाइम प्रॉब्लम्स बिटवीन. किसी के पास फॉन्ट फाइल रहता है, हमको थोड़ा दीजिए इसका प्रॉपर अप्रोप्रिएट फॉन्ट फाइल. थैंक यू. नेक्स्ट टाइम. In that place, the beautiful Diti expressed her desire. O learned one, Cupid is taking his arrows and distressing me forcibly, as a mad elephant troubles a banana tree. वो बोलने लगी. Beautiful Diti, seeing her husband absorbed in trance, began to speak loudly. Not attempting to attract him by bodily expressions. She frankly said that her whole body was distressed by sex desire because of her husband's presence, just as a banana tree is troubled by a mad elephant. It was not natural for her to hesitate her husband when he was in trance, but she couldn't control her strong sexual appetite. Her sex desire was like a mad elephant, and therefore it was the prime duty of her husband to give her all protection by fulfilling her desire. उस हाथी से बचाना है उसको. वो किसका काम है? पति का है, दूसरे ब्रह्मचारी का नहीं. तस्मात् जागृता. कोई भी मैड एलिफेंट्स अटैक होकर आएंगे तो आप उसको बचाने के लिए एलिफेंट से फाइटिंग नहीं करना है. Mad elephant is His sex desire is mad different. So here commentary is Mudrita Netre Patyau Kayikaha Chakshasya Abhiyogah Akinchitkaraha Eva Vachikeshu Api Madhye Shabdotha Ardhothascha Vyangyaha. तो पहले वो उधर थोड़ा सा इधर उधर घूमने लगी, देखने लगी. ये तो समाधि में है, ऐसा आधा आंख बंद करके आधा खोल के रखे हैं, उनके सामने ऐसा ऐसा दिखी हैं, ऐसा इधर उधर चली, वो कुछ काम नहीं, अकिंचित करा माने कुछ काम नहीं हुआ उससे. So then Chakshusascha Kaikascha, that means she tried in all the ways, that means moving here and there with body and many things she tried, but nothing is happening because he is in the full meditation samadhi. Then she thought that better is to wake up him from that samadhi. Vachikeshu, that means he started Vachika Kriyas, Vachika, that means so speech, they started talking actually. That to what? Madhye Sabdothaha Ardhothascha Vyangyaha, very in Vyangya form, she was started speaking like this, loudly. Prabhupada is writing loudly. Parameshwarabhinivesha nevishita buddhau kashyapoho navakasham labate. Eva iti uttamanganana mavideyaiva purushe sambhoga prardhana. Actually, she is now, she understood he is already entered into the samadhi, trance. So it's very difficult now just to, without speaking, she cannot. Otherwise, generally, wives, they don't speak. Come and do sex with me. No wife will say like this. You can go and ask any grahastha. And no, never they say. By just their bodily activities and just by their activities only they will they express their desire. This is the science of woman actually. So you can see in the further chapters it will come. Prabhupada writing all this elaborately. This is science learned from Prabhupada. I don't have experience. Don't think that how I am saying. If you read purpose carefully, you will see all these. So women never express by words actually. But now he is in the samadhi, he will not come back and she is attacked by that. And so she is not able to tolerate. And now she didn't find any another way. So she started, I want to have sex. No woman will ask like this. बट आजकल तो वो एकदम बिगाड़ गए लोग थे, आज तो बदल गए. लेकिन जनरली ट्रेडिशनली लाइक आप दादी नानी ये सबका देखिए तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. वो लोगों के नज़रों से सब कुछ हो जाता है. तो उस जमाना में यद्यपि नैवं स्वभाव तथापि कंदर्प पीड्योन्मादिता दितिर लज्जा संके निगलंतीवा समाधि भंगार्दम उच्चैहि आहा. What is this? What it mean? Even though that is not her nature, all the time speaking, I want sex like this. It is not her nature actually. But Kandarpa Pidyonmadita, she is now tortured by the Kamdev. Kandarpa means Kamdev. And because of that Unmadi, she became mad now. So Ditihi Lajja Shanke Nigalanti, that means she left over the Lajja and also Shanka, doubt both. And Samadhi Bhangardam, to destroy the Samadhi of Kashyapa, Uchchaihi, that means loudly she started speaking. Esha Sakshadiva Drishyamana Ityardah Tatkrute iti. Yadi Aham Ekakinya Ekakinyasthasyam Edesha Mama Kim Akarishyot iti Patyau Tasminneva Dosha Nyastaha. She is also telling, hey, whenever you go to the forest, I was not like this. I was not attacked by lust, this Kandarpa. Since by seeing you, I am getting this sex desire, and actually fault is your presence and you. So that's why you should get up and save me from this. She is putting, so, because when you are not, that means she is saying this is not my nature. अभी तो कश्यप नहीं तो क्या करती थी, ऐसा सोचना नहीं, कोई ऐसा बोल रहे हैं एक्चुअली. तो क्योंकि वो उनका नेचर नहीं है, तो आपको देख के, पति को देख के उनको ऐसा लग रहा है, ये बात है. सो इसीलिए she's a Dinam. So he's saying Dina Dunoti Dina Vikramya. That means now I am attacked by this Kandarpa. He is like a mad elephant. And I am like a banana tree. Dinam Dunoti iti Tvam Patim Katam Mamna Rakshasi. She is saying that you are my husband and now I am attacked by someone, some elephant, and can't you save me from this? Nanu Lajjam Katam Sahaseva Ahasi Tatraha Rambhavam iti yadi प्राण. So then one may ask, अरे स्त्री होकर ऐसा लज्जा छोड़ के ऐसा कैसे बोल सकते हैं? Then she is saying, so यदि प्राणाः एव नश्यन्ति तथा का लज्जा. यदि किसी का जान चले जा रहे हैं तो लज्जा के लिए कोई सोचेंगे क्या? वो बोल रहे हैं कि मेरा जान चले जा रहे हैं because of this sex appetite, and I am completely now becoming mad, and now my life will be left over. So that's why you have to save me. And in this such a, what we say, it's like a, what situation this is like a very crucial and very, so such a situation, so I have no option. So that's why I don't feel any lajja also, because my life is going on. प्राण जान चले जा रहे तो कोई लज्जा ही नहीं रहता है. इस भाव से बोल रही हो. Here her sex desire was like a mad elephant, and therefore it was the prime duty to her husband to give her all protection by fulfilling her desire. That is also rule actually. If woman after the Ritu Snanam, if she approaches, so husband has to satisfy to give a child. It's rule. ब्रह्मचर्य इसके लिए क्यों जरूरी है कि भागवत को डील करना पड़ता है, आपको बोलना पड़ेगा सब भी. हाँ.
This mad elephant is also considered as a sexual desire.
Yeah, sexual.
Also considered as a cupid.
Desire is the personification of sex desires. He is controller of that. Cupid personally is not coming and doing. That means he attack through desire only. And if he come and that is wrong, na? He is also Devata and he is having his own wife. he cannot come like that. Tadbhavan dahyamanayam sapatninam samruddhibhi prajavatinam bhadram te maya yuktam anugrahat. Therefore you should be kind towards me by showing me complete mercy. I desire to have sons, and I am much distressed by seeing the opulence of my co-wives. By performing this act, you will become happy. So she is saying that, see, I am not asking. So, nacha kevalam aham kamatureva ratim yache kintu putrardini. She is saying also to Kashyapa, see, I am not just because of out of lust I am approaching you, but I am desiring children also. Putrardini. So, ayunkta sarvato bhavena karotu. Ayunktam sarvato bhavena karotu. So that's why now you please give me a child. Because sapatninam samruddhibhi, all other, so her sisters, they all got the children, but she didn't get actually. How many sisters married? 13 total. Yeah, Daksha's 13 daughters married Kashyapa. That means all for remaining 12, they all got the children. Only Diti is remaining. And she is seeing, Sapatni means co-wives. They are her own sisters also. And they all got sons, and now you didn't give to me. So next. In Bhagavad Gita, sexual intercourse for begetting children is accepted as righteous. A person sexually inclined for simple sense gratification, however, is unrighteous. So that's why Grihasthas also, other than children, if they do sex, then that is illicit sex only, even with his wife. So in Diti's appeal to her husband for sex, it was not exactly that she was afflicted by sex desires, but she desired sons. That is also there, another reason. So that's why there is no wrong. Only the time and place is wrong actually, especially time. Place also they can go, they can change the place. Time they cannot change. Na? So time is wrong actually. Since she had no sons, she felt poorer than her co-wives. Therefore, Kashyapa was supposed to satisfy his bona fide wife. Next. Bhartaryapormananam lokana vishate yashaha patir bhavadvido yasam prajaya nanujayate. A woman is honored in the world by benedictions of her husband. And a husband like you will become famous by having children because you are meant for the expansion of living entities. She's actually, this is also telling about the some woman. So see, Tvat prasadat yashaswini putravati cha bhuyasam ityaha. So, O Kashyapa, O Patidev, because of you, let me become a putravati. So then it will bring glory to me. Because Bhartari Bhartuhu Sakashadityartha Prapta Bahusammananam Strinam Yasha Lokan Vyapnoti Prajya Putra Rupena. Woman will become famous by her children, by her sons. So that's why she is asking, make me famous. And Yashaswini, by your mercy, that means she is saying to Kashyapa, by your mercy, I can become more. So that means famous. Yashaswini, that means get more fame by getting a powerful children. And tad jaya bhavati yadasyam jayate punah iti srutehe. And also, wife is called as Jaya. The reason is she give birth to her husband again in the form of son. So that's why one can take birth again in whom one can take birth again. She is known as Jaya. That is wife, means Jaya. That means from in whom one can take birth again in the form of son. So that's why she is also saying, so make me Jaya. That means you take birth in me as my son. That's why like that's the son is having the like so many properties of father. So that's why his Shastra also says son is nothing but his direct expansion, bodily expansion. It's not the spiritual expansion is different. So if anyone want to have their own expansions, they can go for marriage and produce the various like Lord. I can also expand my account. Atah aham prajavati katam na bhavema. Isliye, oh my dear Kashyapa, so how can I be, why can't I become a prajavati? So I want. Purport, according to Rishabhadev, one should not become a father or mother unless one is confident that he can beget children whom he can deliver from the clutches of birth and death. Human life is the only opportunity to get out of the material scene, which is full of miseries of birth, death, old age and diseases. Every human being should be given opportunity to take advantage of his human form of life, and a father like Kashyapa is supposed to beget good children for the purpose of liberation. So yeah, one is confident to have a devotee child, they can go for marriage. Like Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Goswami Maharaj says, you know? So if one is confident, they can. Next, Purapitano Bhagavan Daksho Duhritru Vatsalaha Kamrunita Varam Vatsa Ityapruchatana Prutak. In days long ago, our father, the most opulent Daksha, who was affectionate to his daughter, asked each of us separately whom we would prefer to select as our husband. She is saying that here, see, whatever the attraction now I have, this is not the now present attraction. Even I have attraction for you before marriage also. Because when our father asked us, then we didn't say to him directly, but we indicated that we are going to select Kashyapa as our husband. Not only me, all my other sisters also. We all 13, they married. And 27 married by Chandra. Like that. Daksha is he's Daksha because of, why he is known as Daksha? He expanded progeny so powerfully by having these so many daughters. And he became expert in having the children. So every sage he gave, take, and so expand your. So that's a Kanyadanam. Giving Kanyadanam is also materially, it is one of the auspicious activity. And he got lot of Sukriti by this. That's piety only. By giving the Kanyadan, he can go to the higher planets. Piety he can get. And that's why he is Karmakandi. He is interested in this. And he got lot of sons, lot of daughters. And he gave to the various sages, and they all got the so many sons like that. They expanded. So, but nobody, that's why whoever having the more daughters, they are all Dakshas actually. So it appears from this verse that free selection of a husband was allowed by father, but not by free association. The daughters were asked separately to submit their selection of husband who was famous for his acts and personality. The ultimate selection depended on the choice of the father. That's a system actually. So father will give some options, 4, 5, 10 जो भी है, तो उसमें से so she can select, but ultimate decision is father's only, not that daughters have their own. They should not do that. And Prabhupada is writing free association, not by free association. अब खुद जाएगी घूमेगी इधर उधर और किसी को पकड़ेगी और यही मेरा पति करके ले आएगी. This is not system actually. This is not allowed. And at least they select for at least 7 generations. They check whether they are right or not in the previous descendants, and they have any permanent diseases or any then background, their criminal, some kind of their things they have in their family. The criminals are there, or they are bad or good, like that. From mother side, the daughter's father's side and mother's side, both sides they check. Similarly, for him also. Because of this also, they will not do any mistake. If they do some mistake, their children, their daughter will not get married. Nobody will marry the daughter. So that's why they are fear of doing the mistake. Society was protected like that. Dharma is there, then people always because of culture also dharma can be protected. Because of cultural fear. In the villages, if someone drink in good villages, they will not call him for any good functions actually. And they will see him as an outcast person. So because of this fear also, they don't do liquor drinking and this and that. And if in families, if they do play cards, especially in the villages, it is changing nowadays. But previously, if you see in our childhood, if someone drinks and play cards, and he was least respected actually in that families, and he will not at all given any suggestion, will not take from him, not call for any programs as, and will not give the agramasthana. That means the main place will not be given to him. So that's why nobody care for him. Because of this fear also, nobody used to do any mistake. And chasing girls and raping, this and thing, to forget about this. It's impossible. In our village, you'll be completely tortured and you'll be finished if anyone do like that. So that's why even they check 7 generations, any spot is there in any generation. So they get fear actually. Their children will not get married. So that's why no intercaste marriages, no without arranging by parents, nothing. So if someone is going away, if you see in that family marrying, and then her sisters, and also then after that in that family, nobody will marry. So we very much fearful actually. Because of this, what will happen? Dharma will be protected. And because of this, Sattvaguna will be there. Then in that kind of society, if you give sadhu sangha, because they have less anardhas, dushkrutot anardhas are less. माने पत्थर ज़्यादा नहीं है, तो तब बीज डालेंगे तो सही जमीन पर गिरेगा, उससे अंकुर आके भक्ति बीज से पेड़ बढ़ेगा. अब पूरा के पूरा पत्थर से भरा हुआ है हृदय, तो उसमें बीज डालेंगे तो क्या निकल के आएगा? कुछ नहीं आएगा, पत्थरों पर गिरा रहेगा वो. इसीलिए वो भक्त नहीं बनते. सात्विकता बहुत जरूरी है. सोसाइटी जितना डिग्रेड होगा, अभी आप बुलाएंगे तो उधर अंदर तो यूट्यूब नहीं तो कोई भी मोबाइल में ब्लू फिल्म देखते रहेंगे, और आप वन टाइम प्रोग्राम नहीं तो डीवाइस को बुलाते रहेंगे. वो क्यों आएगा उधर? उसको उधर तो जम के एकदम मजा ले रहे हो. नहीं तो नशा करके अभी कितना बजे, अभी रात में 4 बजे सोता है और उठता है 1 बजे. अभी सुबह सुबह नहीं कोई प्रोग्राम को बोलेंगे मंगल आरती आओ, तो वो फोन उठाते क्या बोलते हैं? नशा में. ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस आया कभी को किसी को? नहीं, ऐसे है यूथ एक्चुअली. जब यूथ प्रीचिंग कर रहे हैं तो अभी अब उन लोगों को नशा का बात सुनाए थे, हरे कृष्णा 10 बजे 11 बजे। आज तो आजकल तो नशा बहुत बढ़ गया एक्चुअली, कॉलेजेस में हर कोने कोने में, गांव में भी आ गया, अभी छोटा छोटा गांव तक पहुंच गया, हेरोइन गांजा ये सब। पंजाब तो एकदम फेमस, अभी गया मैं चंडीगढ़, गांव पूरा के पूरा छोटा छोटा बच्चे, 6th क्लास 7th क्लास बच्चे भी नशा का आदत है, पूरा गांव से आउट हो गए अभी उधर fully. That means misguided, and they are also Christians. They are making so much, that means they are preaching, making many villages into Christian villages in Punjab. And Punjab is the most affected village for this drugs, and that is spreaded in even my villages also in Andhra Pradesh. So my father 2 days back he was saying, in our villages also now this ganja, these things are coming. These people are taking such a, yes, it became big heavy business, that is in the black door it is happening. So that's why this kind of society, if it is there, it's very difficult to uplift the society. It's become very difficult in the future times. That's why Prabhupada wanted, it's very important to have, even if they become somehow or other devotee, because of his previous so heavily addicted bad habits, he was not able to cope up, not able to take the full advantage of association. And he will come for a few days and he will skip down because of such a bad association, and their friends will call back and they will, maximum they may come, and then after that very few will be with us because of heavy influence of tamas and rajas. It's impacting heavy. मोबाइल फोन माने क्या है, साथ में तो प्रॉस्टिट्यूट हैं, दिन भर तो प्रॉस्टिट्यूशन होता रहता है, तो क्या है सब, तो सब ऐसा ही। और इसके बाद कुसंगति हैं, फिनिश एक्चुअली सोसाइटी एक प्रकार से खत्म होते जा रहे हैं। तो इसलिए प्रभुपाद जी रहेंगे तो इसको देखते तो क्या सोचेंगे, how he might be. At that time itself he was bombarding like anything. This is modern demons, demonic culture. Even 70s there is a lot of goodness was there. Compared to that now 50, 60 years over, so now you see how much it is degraded. So it's very important to preach. Youth preaching has to be increased, and also we should create communities also. Safely they has to be landed in a right place where they are not affected by this kind of things. Now it may not, it looks impossible, but it is only the solution. And pure devotee, whenever he decide, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur and this, that should happen actually. Lord will always follow his desires of his pure devotees, and he will do even at any case. Saviditvatmajanam no bhavam santana bhavana त्रयोदशा दत्तासम यास्ते शीलमनुव्रताः. Our well-wishing father Daksha, after knowing our intentions, handed over 13 of his daughters unto you, and since then we have all been faithful.
What is faithful mean there?
Here faithful means, faith is a very specific term actually. If you do certain duties, you should have certain kind of that means to do that strictly, you need certain qualities. So have qualities is nothing but faith in that. Like example, in the case of pure devotion, what is the meaning of faith? One should be anyabhilasha sunyam, gnana karma dhanavritam. That kind of setup one should have. That is known as faith actually. Here is what faith means: strictly following her husband only, and serving her, and not serving like how her has to serve her husband. Like that, with the husband mood, she should not serve any other one. That means she doesn't have faith on other men for her protection. She has to dependent on her husband, and that is a faith actually here. Faith in gnana, faith in karma, faith in bhakti. So ultimately faith, what it should do, outcome of faith is, so whatever that should be done, faith in and some X you say. So having faith means perfectly you should be able to do the X. For that, whatever the qualities is required, that is nothing but faith. So that's a pure devotion means. So Anusil, Krishna Anusil, worshipping Krishna is there, but how it should be done to make it pure? It needs two adjectives. Anyabhilasha sunyam, gnana karma dhanavritam. This is the outcome of faith, having the faith. So next, it's nothing is here. Purport will read. So generally the daughters were too shy to express their opinions before their father, but father would accept the daughter's intention through someone else, such as grandmother, to whom the grandchildren had free access. King Daksha collected the opinions of his daughters and thus handed over 13 to Kashyapa. All 13 selected only one. Every one of Diti's sisters was a mother of children. Therefore, since she was equally faithful to the same husband, why should she remain without children? This is our point. Atame kuru kalyanam kamam kamalochana artopasarpanam bhuman amogam hi mahiyasi. O lotus-eyed one, kindly bless me by fulfilling my desire. When someone in distress approaches a great person, his pleas should never go in vain. Sharanartham sayam yat samadhi bhange yatamana tvam khatam. Acha, she said next sloka, this is I think. This commentary for next sloka. Diti knew well that her request might be rejected because of the untimely situation. देख डाउनिंग होने लगी इधर दो स्क्रीन देखने से but she pleaded that when there is an emergency or a distressful condition, there is no consideration of time or situation. So here the point is nanu sharana swaramanartham sayam yat samadhi bhange yatamana tvam katam mat samasila ityaha. One may ask Diti, what is this you are doing? This is the evening time, and for your ramanartham means for your swaramanartham means apna enjoyment ke liye. So for your own happiness, evening time, that too the one who is in samadhi, how can you disturb him? So even of course you want a child. So but this is not the way actually. Tam katam. So how can we understand she is good? Samasila. So how can you understand she is good like Kashyapa? Then she is saying for this, Samprat aham artha kim karomi. She is saying that now I am victim. I am artha. That means I am attacked by elephant now. So that's why na artha kalam apekshate. Someone who is in the distress, he will never look for time. So iti shastram tvam parama dayalu janasir eva. So you can take like a dialogue. That means Kashyapa can ask, hey, why you are disturbing me? So I am in samadhi and this is evening time and for your enjoyment. Then she can reply this sloka actually, this 15th sloka. So be seen that I am artha, I am in distress. And now I cannot see the time. We cannot wait for the time. Next. Iti tam vira maricha krupanam bahubhashinim pratyahanuna yanvacha pravruddhananga kashmalam. This kind of nga comes, na, there is breaking, I think. Oh hero, Diti, being thus afflicted by the contamination of lust and therefore poor and talkative, was pacified by the son of Marichi in suitable words. Here, hero, why it is, here Prabhupada is writing, then this is enough actually, not to go there. When a man or woman is afflicted by the lust of sex desire, it is to be understood as sinful contamination. Kashyapa was engaged in his spiritual activities, but he didn't have sufficient strength to refuse his wife, who was thus afflicted. He could have refused her with strong words expressing impossibility, but he was not as spiritually strong as Vidura. So that's why Maitreya is calling Vidura as a hero. That means he's indicating Kashyapa is not hero like you. Hero means you control your senses and you are devotee and you are powerful, you are pure devotee and you are powerful and you control your senses, but this Kashyapa is not like that, Vidura. Vidura is addressed here as a hero because no one is stronger in self-control than a devotee of the Lord. It appears that Kashyapa was already inclined to have sexual enjoyment with his wife, and because he was not a strong man, he tried to dissuade her only with pacifying words. As like Bujji, Kanni, like that, he was. He didn't scold her actually. What is this nonsense you are asking? So Vishwanath is saying she could have scolded, but that means he is also having the weakness. If woman comes for a brahmachari, we have to take a lesson here actually. If any woman comes and try to approach and try to tell about her life, my husband is not this, not good, and she always running behind you and helping, asking, that means some moral support, this and that. And like that slowly it is increased and she's always calling you, and finally, so some mistake happened. And whose mistake is this? Does brahmachari mistake or the lady's mistake? 100% brahmachari mistake. 100%. Because Shastra says less intelligent. And they has to be guided. Brahmacharis are more intelligent and who are practicing spirituality even for far over. Man is first of all intelligent as per Shastra. That is their duty. On top of that, brahmachari, he is Naistic brahmacharis. They are more, that means learned, and they know Shastra, they are intelligent, and they should be in their control of their senses and absolutely reject and ask her to take a proper guidance. And you cannot say the excuse of Mataji is only disturbing me, so that's why it happened. So Prabhu, what can I do? No. Absolutely, you only has to take the whole responsibility, anything happens. And punishment should be given to brahmachari, absolutely. Because they are less intelligent. There is no doubt in that. This is a Mahabharata niyama also. You can see in the Mahabharata stories also this in some context. So that's why if wife is doing some mistake, then it's a husband's duty actually. He should not become weak-hearted. If we have weak-heartedness, that means that is पुरुष के लिए शोभा नहीं देती है, क्योंकि weak-heartedness is there for the woman actually. That's their nature. Weak-heartedness, emotional, this is the nature of woman. And they may come actually. That can happen. But we should not become weak-hearted. And you cannot put blame on them actually. If they approach, then you have to avoid yourself and say that this is not right and try to come out from that. So he could have, Prabhupada is writing, he could have actually scolded her with strong words, but he didn't do. If that could have been done, yes. He Veera iti yata bhavadvida dharma veeraha tata na Kashyapaha. So when Maitreya is addressing Vidura as Veera, that means, oh Vidura, like you, this Kashyapa is not like Veera. He is not hero. Anunayanneva pratyaha, that means ऐसा टेढ़ी नजरों से बोलने लगा मैत्रेय, कटाक्षेण. So सकोप कटाक्ष. So न तो सकोप कटाक्ष तर्जयन् नीति. यदि कुत्रिमम् अपि कोपम आदर्श इष्यत् तदा तस्याः काम पीड़ा अपि भीत्या अंतर्धास्ये देवा. यदि थोड़ा सा ड्रामा के लिए भी थोड़ा क्रोध दिखाते तो जरूर उनका वो जो भी है लस्टी का जो भी है पीड़ा वो पेन चले जाते था. ऐसा नहीं कि उसको पीड़ा को समापन करने के लिए एक ही तरीका है क्या, भोग करना. उसका भी एक तरीका क्या है, उनको थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा से जोर से बोलेंगे तो वो भी शी विल कम इन द राइट कॉन्शियसनेस. ओह दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. बट Kashyapa very softly he handled because of weakness in his heart also is there. And he didn't say directly and very strongly. So tasyaha kama pida api bhitya antardhasye deva. So Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying, if Kashyapa became strong and he might have showed some anger, kopam adarshayishat kutrimam, that means artificial anger he could have showed. So that brahmacharis also, they have to show. So that means no need to hate anyone actually. Hating women is not the point here. Show some artificially some, so that they should not come to you back. And that is your duty, so that they will be come to their right consciousness. ओ ब्रह्मचारी आपका क्लास बहुत अच्छा रहता है प्रभु जी, मैं तो बहुत प्रश्न है हमको आपसे ही सुनने की इच्छा है ना. तो शुरू होगा ऐसा सब. तो ऐसा चीज़ों के पीछे कभी मत जाओ एक्चुअली. तो उद्धार करने वाला बहुत है एक्चुअली. उन लोगों को उद्धार करने वाला बहुत है. हम ही और ऐसा बोलते हैं आपकी बिना हमारा आपका लेक्चर्स बिना हम नहीं किसी का सुनने में अच्छा नहीं लगता है प्रभु जी. ये सब बहुत आता है, लेकिन जागरूक रहो तस्मात, चले जाएगा नहीं तो जनजीवन स्रवंती में एक हो जाएंगे. हाँ जीवन भर सुनना पड़ेगा. यू शुड हियर होल लाइफ. ताना मारती रहती रोज दिन भर. निकम्मा यदि कमा नहीं पाते हैं, पैसा नहीं ला पाते, क्यों किया शादी. प्रवृद्धा इति न ह्यनगूर्णिता अनुनयम सहा इति भावः. उसको नरम से हैंडल किए हैं. एष ते हम विधास्यामि प्रियभीरु यदिच्छसि तस्याः कामं न कः कुर्यात् सिद्धिस्त्रैवर्गिकीयतः. सिद्धिस्त्रैवर्गिकीयतः. O afflicted one, I shall forthwith gratify whatever desire is dear to you. Or who else but you is the source of the three perfections of liberation. She is saying that dharma artha kam kahin se milta hai for wife? From husband only, na? So that's why purport. The three perfections of liberation are religiosity, dharma, economic development, artha, and sense gratification, kama. For a conditioned soul, the wife is considered to be the source of liberation because she offers her service to the husband for his ultimate liberation. Conditional material existence is bad on sense gratification. अच्छा. Conditional material existence is based on sense gratification. क्योंकि आपको ऐसे डांस कर रहे लग रहे हैं एक्चुअली. ओके, you can tell me actually whenever I go wrong, so please tell me, no problem. Conditional material existence is based on sense gratification, and if someone has the good fortune to get a good wife, he is helped by the wife in all respects. If one is disturbed in his conditional life, he becomes more and more entangled in material contamination. A faithful wife is supposed to cooperate with her husband in fulfilling all material desires so that he can then become comfortable and execute spiritual activities for perfection of life. If, however, the husband is progressive in spiritual advancement, the wife undoubtedly shares in his activities, and thus both wife and the husband profit in spiritual perfection. It is essential, therefore, that girls as well as boys be trained to discharge spiritual duties so that at the time of cooperation both will be benefited. The training of the boys is brahmacharya and the training of the girls is chastity, not the brahmacharini. There is no concept of brahmacharini and sannyasini. These are not there. Only chastity. That's why one sati is equal to yeti. If some woman is able to follow her life chastefully, she is chaste to her husband, then she is equal to a sannyasini. No need to change the dress and take the danda, no need actually. So if she is chaste to her husband is enough, that is equal to the sannyasi. So that's why brahmacharini means what? Brahmacharya is for the boys and chastity. So they has to be how to chaste. Trained by their elderly mothers and elderly people who are there in the family. So they has to train them. So how to cooperate with her husband. If she learns, that is enough actually. And how to clean house, pots, this, that, and how to help in the spiritual activities. If she is able to do that, so it's fine. A faithful wife and spiritually trained brahmachari are a good combination for advancement of the human mission. So that's why wives and also this, because of this culture is finishing day by day, because we have desire of the becoming pure devotee, but didn't we take the support of the dharma? Because of this we are struggling so much to solve the problems in their grihastha's lives, because of not embracing the proper system. So outside thinking whatever is there, like feminism and equality, this, that, and that is against the mode of goodness. Things which are against the nature, against the mode of goodness, and that will lead to what? So that definitely will lead to the disturbance in the society. Even we are seeing the same things, problems in the devotees' lives also, because they are not knowing what is the role of the woman and what is the role of the man in the society. Externally they should follow dharma just to make the society peacefully going on and to be in the mode of goodness. But the spirit of cultivating mode of that's pure devotion should be there, everyone. So that's why we should not adopt the modern lifestyle. And if you accept the modern way of the thinking and modern way of lifestyle and values, and if you from that values and if you try to stabilize their life, it's not possible. Until unless if you take the stepping stone, varnashram dharma has to be accepted actually, to bring the people into the mode of goodness, and so that their problems will be less relatively. We cannot say zero, but solution is only pure bhakti. So those are family issues also will become like in the family system, what woman has to chaste and has to be chaste and be in the house and doing these things, helping her husband in the worshipping deities and also doing the spiritual sadhana. So, and faithful to her mother-in-law and father-in-law. So if this kind of thing is there, it's very easy to handle, and it's easily they can achieve bhakti. They can come to pure devotion very soon. Because of goodness, they can easily associate nicely and also progress. But when they are working in the offices and then, so having her, she is having, and then he started complaining, my wife is not nowadays speaking nicely with me. She is having another, so she is speaking with someone else. And now because of this, he is not able to chant. Then, and he is feeling getting disturbed. डिस्टर्ब होगा या नहीं? अपना पत्नी किसी दूसरे से बात कर रहे तो, और रात में 1 बजे आ रहे हैं, कभी कभी हाँ बोलती हैं एक्स्ट्रा है ये, लेकिन वास्तव में कुछ है नहीं, ओवर टाइम नहीं, कुछ नहीं, लेकिन ऐसे झूठ बोल के रह रही, तो क्या करेगा ये भक्त भाई? इधर आके भी वही बोलता रहेगा, किसी को और को पत्नी बनाने प्रयास करेगी इधर आके। नहीं तो पत्नी से जैसा बात करते वैसे इधर से ऐसा सपोर्ट चाहिए उनको। ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम है। ब्रह्मचर्य लाइफ इज वेरी, यू शुड बी ऑलवेज इंडिपेंडेंट इमोशनली, शुड बी स्ट्रांग, नॉट दैट कोई अरे प्रभु जी कोई नहीं तो मैं कैसा, ऐसा नहीं। यू हैव टू फेस द होल वर्ल्ड, रेडी टू फेस होल वर्ल्ड एट एनी सिचुएशन। जंगल की शेर की जैसा, जू की शेर की जैसा। जू को शेर क्या करती, जब जितना भी खिलाया जाता है उतना खाती और सो जाती। जंगल का शेर क्या करते हैं? तो वो हंट करके अपना खाना को कमाती है। ऐसा रहना है ब्रह्मचारी को, कहीं भी भेजेंगे तो हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं मिशन को। Yeah, because dharma, artha, kama, moksha, in 4 these purusharthas, she is helping in all the ways. She's half of body, and in all the activities she will be helping. So that's why she's source of liberation in that way. Good wife.
Does brahmachari
That means there also, see, one time he also has to leave wife. So dharma, artha, kama, nicely he will be enjoying. Then after that she is also accompanying in vanaprastha. Finally he also leave that wife and go for liberation. That means a slow launching. Slowly she will launching. That means will not become wildly. That means someone has sex desires, and if he become brahmachari and have a lot of sex desires and not able to do sadhana nicely and destroy that, because bhakti is so powerful. If anyone surrender fully and if you would have faith on Lord, definitely clean. But someone doesn't have full faith and just he leave everything, all the duties and joins, then he is not able to do strong sadhana and destroy his lust. To become the full servant of the Lord, purification of heart is not needed. Only needed thing is firm faith. Dhrudha Shraddha is only enough. And then by that faith, if he does sadhana, then he will be protected actually. All the anarthas will be removed out. But we are not having the faith and on the Lord, and because of small, then if you don't have faith, what will happen? Even small obstacle also, bhajan will be disturbed. जब बंद कर देता है, नहीं तो कभी करता है, रात में करता है, धीरे धीरे, अरे प्रभु जी हमको तो बीमारी आ गया, कोई देखे नहीं, तो हमको स्वास्थ्य ठीक नहीं, तो हम कोई नहीं, इधर ही नहीं किए, वो सिस्टम ठीक नहीं है, और इधर ठीक नहीं है, हम इसीलिए डिस्टर्ब्ड हैं, इसीलिए हम साधना नहीं कर पा रहे, तो क्या करेगा? तो माया देवी आके अनर्थ अंदर का तांडव करेगा बाहर आके बाद में. तो इसीलिए that's why you can basic caring of you can do by your body, but your faith should be very strong in so that you can do your sadhana strongly. Otherwise, so much dependency money की पीछे और इसकी शरीर की पीछे और मेरे पिताजी हैं, ऐसा हो गया, हम कैसे हैं, अभी घर में हम नहीं कर सकते अभी सेवा, माने अटैचमेंट्स हैं अभी भी. सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्तम तत्परेण निर्मलत्वम ऋषिकेन ऋषिकेश सेवनम भक्ति उत्तम. उत्तम भक्ति मीन सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्तम. अभी तो उपाधि को टाटा नहीं बोला, तो अटैचमेंट है. अटैचमेंट ड्यूटी की बात अलग है, दूसरों को एग्जाम्पल सेट करने के लिए घर कभी गया, दिखाया और आया, वो बात अलग है. लेकिन इनका हृदय में ही जकड़ के हैं अंदर. मम्मी का, अरे मम्मा का ये हो गया प्रभु जी, हम कैसे अभी क्या करना है, अरे भाई ये सब क्या है एक्चुअली. तो there should be, that means strong faith on the Lord, and one should be coming out from the designations and do keep his marathon should not be stopped of Krishna consciousness. Then that bhajan will be destroying everything. Very soon he will be coming out from all illusion. So, but if we demand so much other than the Krishna consciousness, so much other things are needed, dependence is there, then they cannot continue much time actually. ऐसा तारा आते हैं, चमकता है और डिसअपीयर हो जाता है.
So here in this case of Diti, there was no wrong in terms of place or intention, anything. Only time was wrong intention. So same when when a brahmachari is emotionally weak, so can we claim on time? Time is a problem.
No, this is a rule actually for the having sex. No, that cannot be appropriate. That is not ashram rules. Brahmachari we are not saying. That means surrendered devotee. So in our system, whoever becoming brahmachari means is like a surrendered devotee. Because almost all. Naistic brahmachari, saffron means what? Is we are almost all we want to. Only maybe little bit may be there, but its indication is we renounce everything. We don't want anything.
Today when Venu was giving class, starting statement, he said this.
What he said? Yeah, we are trying. So, but that is what we are educating to the society by this dress. I don't have any attachment for anything actually in this world, for any material thing. That is, we put this on our body means we are declaring to the whole world. Now I have no attachment. So हम चलेंगे जहाँ भी. लेकिन हमारा मिशन पे हमारा गुरुदेव का जो बात है, so brahmachari's duty is fulfilling the mission of Guru. So whatever mission is there, so we are ready to do or die. This is. In military, it's not like that. My wife is now is pregnant and I have to go. No. If there is a battle is there, he has to go for battle, not for wife. Like that, we are in the battle actually. So that is the indication, na, Prabhu. So that's why it's almost sannyasi is equal to sannyasi. Saffron means.
So we cannot throw on time.
No.
It's only because of offenses. Only.
Yeah. That is Prabhu different, na? Actually, in the wrong time, they are doing sex according to the Grihastha Dharma. So in the evening time, they should not do sex.
Only about sex, Prabhu. So when the brahmachari falls down,
Uh-huh.
means it decides to take a grihasthashram.
Uh-huh.
That time.
Actually, Vantashi, they say in the Bhagavad Gita, after leaving that saffron brahmachari, naistik brahmachari means, the understanding is, there are two kinds of brahmacharis, Upakurvana brahmachari and naistik brahmachari. Upakurvana brahmachari means until he will be, so in the Gurukul, so he will be wearing taking the brahmachari vrata. So then that person after graduation, he can go for marriage. Upakurvana. But after that, also he says that I want to continue this. After that means we are giving vow that in lifelong I want to be your servant to Guru and I want to serve your mission. After giving the vow, if you take it back, it's like eating the own vomit. So Krishna says, na, Vantashi. So that's why we should not step back. That means that is the meaning of saffron. Otherwise, if he wants to stay for some time, more time only, and for a few more years he wants to be, then as per the dharma, varnashrama dharma, so we should not wear saffron, be in the white color only. It is taking vow, saffron putting means no, not taking back, no, it should not be done. That is not the system. Vedic system will not allow that. That's the fallen only, but someone is extremely lusty and जा नहीं दीजिए जाओ इससे छोड़ देंगे तो और भी सैफरान में गलती काम करेगा तो चलो जाओ तुम जाके शादी करो लेकिन बट दैट इज आल्सो नॉट राइट एक्चुअली वन शुड गो फर्दर आगे ही बढ़ना है उसका इक्वल ने वो खाया है अपना जो छोड़ दिया उसको वापस खाया जो निकाल दिया जो उल्टी किया उसको वापस खाया तो हम लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं एक्चुअली सैफरान पहन के हम किसी भी हालत में हमारा गुरुदेव की सेवा हम कभी भी छोड़ेंगे नहीं वो अनकंडीशनली हम उनको बात सुनेंगे जैसा हम लोग देखते हैं महाभारत में स्टोरीज सो उत्तंका उपमन्यु लाइक दैट वी हैव सीन ना दे आर फॉर द गुरु आरुणि यस आरुणि एंड वेदा सो उद्दालक आरुणि इज उद्दालक सो ही वाज लाइंग ऑन द field actually to stop the water. That means they do have Guru Bhakti like that. So strongly. For the mission of Guru, they die for that. That's the brahmachari. And they are fully focused in the, So that's why we should not too much, indulge in the family things. And gradually one should at least, even from now onwards, so they should try. Okay, Prabhu, we'll take later. It will be, a whole class will be. सर्वाश्रमानुपादाया स्वाश्रमेण कलत्रवान् व्यसनार्णवमत्येति जलयानैर्यथार्वणम्. As one can cross over the ocean with seagoing vessels, one can cross the dangerous situation of the material ocean by living with wife. ये किसके लिए है जिसका जबरदस्त हृदय में काम का पीड़ा है those who are fully tortured by sex desires and lusty desires at least have one wife and be satisfied with that. She will take care not to do illicit sex. Otherwise what will happen, he has a lot of sex desires and is also not going for marriage and he wants to become bachelor so called, working in the companies, earning money and not want to have wife and also not want to join ashram. This is completely rejected actually. This kind of, oh my bhakti is nice Prabhuji, I can be like this. No, ashram is not allowing that. It will not allow that. So if your bhakti is you are interested, then join full time and do service. And no, I cannot do that, Prabhu. I have some problem in ashram. Then go for marriage. No, Prabhu, I am comfortable here. Then it will not work. No, this is wrong. Then who is monitoring him? Who is monitoring him? If wife is there, then she will kick. Otherwise, if brahmachari, guru will kick. Because they has to be observed closely what they are doing. And not that independently they can earn money and enjoy, get the sense gratifying objects and enjoy. This cannot work. That kind of system is not at all. So that's why Daiva Varnashrama, it will not allow such a candidates. Earning money, independent. Brahmachari should be dependent on the society to eat, to maintain his body as a beggar. And we have to work for mission of Guru. So this is our role. So therefore, there are 4 social orders for cooperation in the endeavor for liberation from material existence. The orders of brahmachari are pious student life, household life with a wife, retired life and renounced life, all dependent for successful advancement on the householder who lives with wife. This cooperation is essential for proper functioning of institution of the 4 social orders and 4 spiritual orders. The Vedic Varnashram system is generally known as the caste system. The man who lives with a wife has a great responsibility in maintaining the members of other social orders, brahmachari, vanaprastha and sannyasis. Actually spiritual orders these. Okay. So Grosthas, their duty to maintain brahmachari, vanaprastha. 1/4 is maintaining 3/4. This is the duty of them. Except for the Grihasthas or the householders, everyone is supposed to engage in spiritual advancement of life. And therefore, the brahmachari, the vanaprastha and the sannyasi have very little time to earn a livelihood. They therefore collect alms from the grihastha and thus they secure the bare necessity of life and cultivate spiritual understanding. So थोड़ा सा खाने के लिए कुछ भीख मांगो, मिला तो संतुष्टि हो जाओ और बाकी समय पूरा शास्त्र अध्ययन करो, नहीं तो प्रचार करो, नहीं तो भक्ति साधना करो और ऐसे जीवन चलाना है. कोई डिमांड्स नहीं, जो भी मिलेगा उससे ठीक है, चलेगा गाड़ी. By helping the other 3 sections of society cultivate spiritual values, the householder also makes advancement in spiritual life. ऐसा help करने से वो भी advance हो जाएंगे, उनको भी time to time साधु संग मिल जाएगा, तो वो लोग they also will be uplifted. Ultimately, every member of society automatically becomes spiritually advanced and easily crosses the ocean of nescience. Another 6 minutes. 7. Yamahuratmano hyardam shreyas kamasya manini yasyam swadur madhyasya pumams charati vijvaraha. O respectful one, a wife is so helpful that she is called the better half of a man's body. Because of her sharing in all auspicious activities, a man can move without anxiety and trusting all responsibilities of his wife. So Ardhangini, that's why they say wife is half share she is having in your body, if in a husband's body. By the Vedic injunctions, the wife is accepted as the better half of a human body, of a man's body, because she is supposed to be responsible for discharging half of the duties of the husband. A family man has a responsibility to perform 5 kinds of sacrifices called Panchayagya. You know, Panchayagyas in the Bhagavad Gita it comes. What are those? Brahma Yagya, Deva Yagya, Pitru Yagya, Nru Yagya, and Bhuta Yagya. There are the 5. To come out from the 5 kinds of sins. So while doing the brooming, chullini, that means while that's grinding the floor, and because of the water pot, that means bringing the water. So like this in household life, there are 5 unavoidable sinful reactions. So Prabhupada is saying, in order to get relief from all kinds of unavoidable sinful reaction incurred in the course of his affairs in household life. So that's why Grihasthas, they should do this Pancha Yajna. If they don't do Pancha Yajna, they worship Vishnu. So Pancha Yajna doing means it's in Pancha Yajna, then what they should do? Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna means they should worship Lord Krishna. And Nru Yajna, Bhuta Yajna. Nru Yajna means hosting guest. So they should host the guest and preach them. And Bhuta Yajna means living entities, they should offer them some food. So Mahaprasadam they should offer, Prasadam they should offer. So treating that in that body also, in that soul, Jivatma's body also, Lord is there. With that understanding, at least understanding, they should feed them. So like this, in the case of devotees, this Panchayagya is done as per our Acharyas, Srila. So Sanatana Goswami, others, they say in their books, Hari Bhakti Vilas and so and so, in the Daya Varnashram Dharma, they will be performing like this. Not in a karmi way. It should be, any worship in Daya Varnashram should not be against the principles of pure devotional service. So, when the wife is accepted as a sense gratificatory agency, so personal beauty is the main consideration, and as soon as there is a break in personal sense gratification, there is a disruption diverse. But when husband and wife aim at spiritual advancement by mutual cooperation, there is no consideration of personal beauty or the disruption of so-called love. So in the material world, there is no question of love. So in the material world, there is only lust. Even anything. Even one may ask them, what about the mother, father, they are loving Prabhu? This is also lust. This is also subtle, that means expanded lust only it is. So he has lust towards his wife, and then that's why our body is produced. And then he is having attachment for that. Similarly, we also. So this is ultimately it is a lust only. Only love possible. This is also established in Preeti Sandarbha. In Preeti Sandarbha beginning, defining the prema. So prema is only existing in the Jivatma and between Krishna and Vaishnavas. So not with any mundane platform, it's not possible at all. Many people, many movies, they say, they differentiate lust and love. So my love is pure love, and he says that boy's love is not pure love, you should love me only. He always says. But actually there is no pure love actually. That is also, there is some lust only, different forms of lust. Therefore, marriage is essential in order to avoid the life of cats and dogs who are not meant for spiritual enlightenment. Next, last. Yamashrityendriya yaratin durjayani tarashramai vayam jayema hela bir dasyun durgapatir yatha. So as a fort commander very easily conquers invading plunders. By taking shelter of a wife, one can conquer the senses which are unconquerable in other social orders. इधर ऐसे गृहस्थ को अच्छा दिखाएगा ऐसे मत सोचिए. इधर क्या बोला जा रहा है, ये जो इंद्रिय विषय हैं, इंद्रिय विषय साम्राज्य है, और उसका पति कौन है, सो व्यक्ति, और उसको चोरी करने के लिए कौन आते हैं, सेंसेस. अभी यदि पत्नी रहेगा तो क्या होगा, तो ये सेंसेस को, इंद्रिय विषयों को चोरी करने नहीं देती है, क्योंकि वो कंट्रोल करती है. मैंने वो सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट्स के पीछे सेंसेस को जाने नहीं देती है. अंडरस्टैंडिंग. सो इन दैट वे देयर इज अ प्रोटेक्शन. बट इन द अदर आश्रमास, इन द ब्रह्मचारी, so if there is a plunders, that means senses are plunderers, and dashyavaha, so if they are attacking, so that means they are trying to steal the sense objects. Senses are trying to steal the sense objects, means gratifying the sense objects. Then who is going to stop? Nobody is there to stop. But Guru is there, so here to emphasize. शास्त्र में ऐसा होता है कहीं इधर कुछ उन लोगों को encouragement देना है ना. But Guru is more protector. That's why Privrat, he doesn't want to marry actually. He's saying, I don't want to marry. My Gurudev is there. I will be here only. That is there you can see, understand. Okay, thank you very much. So we'll be meeting tomorrow. Hare Krishna.